Alright, let's talk about cloud gaming. You might know my opinion on cloud gaming as well, that it's just not that great. Matter of fact, I feel that because of cloud gaming's woes, that's why the Steam Deck is so popular. We just want to be able to play those high-end AAA games on the go, and it's something that unfortunately we can't do on the Switch. But in comes the Steam Deck, and now we have the ROG Ally coming out soon, that makes things seem a little bit more appealing. But my opinion might have changed a little bit on cloud gaming. You see, recently I've actually been playing a little bit more cloud gaming, and the whole story goes like this. I just happened to go to work and I didn't have my Switch or my Steam Deck with me, and I was like, man, what am I gonna use on this hour lunch break? I mean, honestly, I would have been bored, could have, I guess, watched YouTube videos and stuff like that, but I really just wanted to play a game. So I went in, looked through my phone, and I was like, hey, I have Xbox Cloud Gaming, I'm paying for Game Pass, why don't I give it another go? So I booted up Persona 3, and I was impressed. I was actually very impressed with the way Persona 3 was running, because honestly, where I work at, the internet, it's not that great. So for anything cloud gaming, I mean, honestly, typically is usually unresponsive. I tried playing Fighters when it was available on Game Pass a long time ago. I want to say about a year ago. And man, was it not a go. Like, honestly, it was lagging like crazy. I couldn't do any inputs. It was just impossible to play that game. But fast forward to now, and Persona 3 ran perfect. I want to say there was no lag, no latency, no anything. Tried it both on my phone and on my iPad, and no issues whatsoever. And I think that was pretty awesome. I thought maybe it was just, a one-day thing. Maybe the servers just weren't congested or something like that. So I was like, you know what, let me try it the next day. Well, tried it again the next day, and it worked perfect. I even tested out multiple games such as Chained Echoes. I tried out, let me see, what other games did I try out? Tried out quite a few stuff. I did Assassin's Creed Origins, which actually worked great. And again, no lag, no latency, no anything. It was just a straight good connection. The picture quality was probably a little bit lower than usual, and that's probably due to the connection not being that great where I work at. But what was more important was the performance, and the performance was there. And again, I was shocked. I even tried out Fortnite, and Fortnite worked great. There was a little bit of latency issues with Fortnite, and that's probably because I'm playing a multiplayer game which needs a good internet connection while trying to stream it as well, and I think that's where the issue comes. But all the single player experiences that I tried out were perfect. I mean, honestly, I recommend giving it a try, because I'm pretty sure you'll have a similar similar experience to what I had. I originally tried cloud gaming back in 2019 when it was announced as xCloud, and honestly, that was the first time I had a great experience. I played Yakuza 0 and Ori and the Blind Forest like that. It didn't have any issues whatsoever. But then it opened up to more people in 2020, and that's where I started getting issues. I tried doing the other Yakuza games like Yakuza Kiwami 2, and yep, I started getting the latency. I started getting the input delays. All this other stuff started happening. I tried Ori and the Will of the Wisp, had the same issues. I couldn't do any platforming. Did Dragon Quest 11, that game was pretty much unplayable at all. I couldn't even walk through it. And Dragon Quest is not really a demanding game, I would say. It's really just all it is just, it's an RPG, right? So you're just walking through the roads and that's it. There's nothing crazy about any input latencies or anything like that, but I just couldn't even walk. I tried to walk in and it would just lag out. Sometimes things would be you couldn't see anything because it was buffering. It was just pretty bad, and my connection has always been good to the internet. Honestly, I've always had some pretty good routers. I actually personally use mesh systems because I live in a 2-floor house, so I need mesh systems in my house in order to have good Wi-Fi. But honestly, when it just opened up to everybody in 2020, that's where I had most of my issues. And from there, I was just the experience wasn't that great. I went over and switched over to Stadia, and Stadia, I definitely had a better experience, but it wasn't the greatest, but it was definitely better than xCloud at the time. Fast forward, I just kind of gave up on trying out cloud gaming. I would do remote play from my PlayStation from time to time, and that actually worked pretty good. But as far as cloud gaming goes, it just wasn't doing it for me. That was kind of my biggest fears. After experiencing that, I was like, wow, if this is what cloud gaming is, I don't think there's any hope for the future. And I think a lot of people had similar experience, and that's why they've kind of given up on cloud gaming already. Honestly, if anybody mentions cloud gaming, right away people's faces are just oh, why would I want to play something that I have to stream, right? And To be fair, I don't want something that could only stream, something like the Logitech G Cloud and stuff like that. I don't want a machine that's only made for streaming. But having it as an option works out, right? Like, again, I've left my Switch and my Steam Deck at home. I was able to pull out my phone or my iPad and just play a game right away. That actually helped out a lot. And honestly, I could see where cloud gaming is good as an option, or more like an add-on, I guess you can say, such as Game Pass Ultimate, right? I can play these games physically on my Xbox or on my PC, or I can stream them. It's also good for also testing out games. Like, how many times do you want to wait and install a 70 gigabyte game and then you realize, wow, this game is not that great? Well, you can use cloud gaming for that. So I do feel that cloud gaming has its place in gaming in general. I just don't know why people dismiss it. Actually, I take that back. I know why they dismiss it, and that's because of what I said earlier about how it felt playing those games in the early stages of, Xbox cloud gaming. But I do feel that they have put in the work and the effort to improving servers, where, just cloud gaming in general just feels a lot better, specifically Xbox cloud gaming. And I'm kind of excited to see where they go from there. To be fair, to let you know what I'm using, I am using an Eero Pro 6, so as far as the mesh system goes, it is pretty great. And I understand that not everybody has a good internet connection. I'm on 1 gig over 1 gig, so fiber connection. So I do have a really good connection. I understand that's not the majority of the US and probably not the majority of the world. But I think if you have a stable connection and they can figure out how to make that latency as minimal as possible regardless of your connection, I think it would work out great. And I actually do challenge everybody, go ahead and give cloud gaming another chance, because it worked for me and it might very well work for you. But yeah, let me know what you think about cloud gaming. Have you been using it? Are you thinking of using it? Or do you just dismiss it like most people out there? Again, I honestly recommend giving it a try. I think it is a great option to have. It might be fun. Maybe you have your Xbox like me downstairs and you're upstairs and you still want to play some games, but you don't have a Steam Deck or anything like that. It's a great option to have, just, as an add-on, an accessory. I don't know what you want to put it as. A companion, there we go. As a companion to your main console or PC. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow us over on Twitch, and don't forget to check out our streams. We do stream 3 days out of the week, and every Sunday you can catch our podcast where we just talk about all the latest and greatest gaming news and anything happening in the gaming world. My name is James from The Random Encounter, and we will see you next time.